There was and there is still a lot happening in the world that just completely drained me. I mean, it drained everyone, right? I was void of any creativity or focus, and I gave myself the time and space to go through that. My goal, though, was to make sure that I took care of myself then and now, and still stay aware of the conversations happening around me. We've had a lot of interviews on the show because I saw so many of my friends sharing their stories, their opinions, and I see that as a priority. As an artist myself and someone who is behind the scenes a lot, oftentimes you don't really get to hear the voices of artists, especially those who don't have a larger platform. And it's super important that I use what I have to shine light on the people that I know and those that I discover. Now, for my time in quarantine, besides coming up with random smoothie recipes, we just don't know when productions will be fully back on track. So I really didn't want to watch too many shows because there'll be nothing left. I did watch some educational documentaries, some other random series, and unfortunately, I watched all the episodes that I had left of Bob's Burgers. I'm really sad about that. But there's that. I've been reading more, I've been giving myself more space to just be. And also, it's been nice to connect with my friends more. I mean, I'm already the queen of voice notes. If you're a friend of mine, you know that. But it's been nice to just not have to be in like the hustle and bustle mode that is New York. And what else have been up to? Well, many of you may or may not know that I have a YouTube channel and I have been posting a lot there, and it has been quite rewarding for me because it's a completely different platform than a podcast. But I've been on there 10 years, and it's just something I just never really gave my all. When I came to New York, I was really like, well, I'm trying to be on set. I'm trying to I want to go to Europe, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it wasn't really my focus. But it's been nice because I've been able to help other artists and content creators, on their journeys, especially with the way that Corona has affected the industry. Now, since we've been headed back to work and jobs have been happening, we're definitely going to be having conversations around the many certifications that are out there and the safety that must be upheld on set by artists and productions. Now, I feel like over these past few months, the perfect definition of my stance is being gentle with myself, but also applying pressure. It's important to really appreciate where we are in our lives and in our careers, but be open to embrace change and also be aware of when it's time to level up and push yourself to make the moves that would allow you to evolve into the highest version of yourself, whatever that means to you. Now, I do have some exciting guests coming to the podcast. And I don't want to say too much because I want you to subscribe to the pod and be on the lookout every Wednesday for a new episode. Now, I have an event that I will be hosting around early August. We're going to lock the date in soon, that I'm really excited about actually, because last summer I hosted two events, one with NARS. I have to say that my American voice, NARS, because when I say when I say it, when I say my regular accent, I will say Nas, and people are like, what? NARS, and Wanda Beauty. And I could not let the summer go by without doing another event, regardless of circumstances. So if you listen to this podcast, or if you follow me on Instagram, whether it's via the Life of a Makeup Artist or my personal page, Jaleesa Jaikaran, I know that you are going to love it. So in the show notes, I'm leaving the link for you to enter your email so you don't miss out when it is happening. Now, and other goodies that we'll be sharing throughout the new episodes that launches. Now, my goal is really to marry beauty and business and bridge the gap between pro artistry and influence. So, as I grow in my business and my art, you will constantly see that change reflected in the things that I do, whether it's through my content, my art, my volunteer program, my podcast, whatever it is, I see change as good. But I did not want to end this without mentioning a review that I got via DM. Now, I get quite a bit of reviews via DM, which I 1,000% appreciate. But I wanted to read this to you guys because it was so touching. You know, a little thug tear, thug, serious thug tears. Okay, so I'm going to read it. Thank you so much for your input. I can't even begin to tell you how much it means to me. I wasn't sure which part of makeup I wanted to go into, and you made it so clear with your videos for me. And I'm completely in awe of your work and your professionalism. They inspire me to broaden my horizons and my ambitions. I want to be the best that I can be. And in this ever growing industry, and I'm so happy to say that you're one of my idols as a smart, beautiful, and successful Black makeup artist. My goal is to travel and share my skills, which I have learned from the professionals such as yourself and others in the industry. I wish you nothing but success in the future, especially in these challenging times as an artist. I will most definitely listen to your podcast and more episodes of the podcast and take notes. All the best. I mean, how in the world that was like, I love every message, whether it's short or long. Like that is what keeps me going, because sometimes I'm like, oh my god, you listen to the podcast, oh my god, I appreciate it so much, because it's a podcast. It's not like, on Instagram where you could see where somebody likes something or you see the views. I mean, I see my views obviously, but you don't really know who is listening, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to say thank you guys for listening to the podcast. And, if you have ever, even if just once, enjoyed any of our episodes, it will mean the world. It would mean the world to me. And it means a lot to the growth of the show. If you leave a review or rating, it just puts the podcast on, it shares the love so more people will discover it. And if you do that, I will love you forever and ever. So I think that is about it for this episode. I would love if you guys have any specific people, and if I can make that happen, I definitely will. But my inbox is always open, and don't forget to leave your email in the show notes so you can get all the updates and all the secret messages I may be sending. And that is about it. So thank you guys so much for listening and subscribing, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.